The shortest mission trip I ever did involved me interacting with an Albanian on his way to work, a group of teenagers from Iran and Afghanistan, a bunch of Italian kids on a school exchange, a Greek librarian, and a family of Turkish shop owners. Believe it or not, all of that happened within 24 hours, and it all happened right here in Loughborough. Jesus calls us to make disciples to the ends of the earth. Well, today we have a unique opportunity in that not only are the ends of the earth much more accessible than they used to be, in many cases they're also right here on our doorstep, and they're more open than we think. I didn't plan most of the connections I mentioned earlier. In most cases, I just started a conversation by asking a simple question, where are you from? You might think you could get a punch for asking the wrong person that question, because we don't seem to consider it very PC. But actually, for someone from overseas living in the UK, I think what that simple question actually communicates is an interest in the individual, in their country, their culture, their home, which makes them feel really valued. And in my experience, just a little bit of interest goes a really long way. The other day, I had some free time, so I decided to take myself off to a cafe armed with a Learn Turkish book to get in some language study. And would you believe it, I ended up queuing directly in front of two Turkish men. So we got talking, and when I mentioned that I was there to actually learn their language, they invited me to come and sit with them and practice. So I did, and soon we were joined by some of their Libyan friends. And before I knew it, there I was in the cafe, consuming endless supplies of free coffee, whilst discussing culture, language and religion with a group of total strangers, who soon invited me back to join them on a daily basis. The conversation flowed so naturally as we talked about their home countries, as they taught me about their language and culture, and shared some of the difficulties of living as a foreigner within the UK. I felt quite moved listening to one of the Libyan guys expressing his frustration at being so keen to learn English and to integrate into British society, but really struggling because he didn't have any English friends, despite really wanting to. These people are so hungry for friendship, for genuine connections with people, but are so often isolated because of their linguistic and cultural differences. And a lot of the time, those differences make them really, really vulnerable too. Just the other day, I got chatting to a Moroccan lady when I bought something from her market stall. And the next time I passed, she stopped me and asked if I could help her. She needed to buy some medicine for her sick mother, but neither of them spoke any English, which makes that a bit difficult. What an amazing opportunity that was to show God's love in a really practical way, and all it required of me was just a little bit of my time. I ended up actually spending a couple of hours with them, going into pharmacies and supermarkets and the like until we found what they needed. But at the end, they were so grateful that they gave me a gift from their stall and their address with an invitation to stay at their home if I ever wanted to visit Morocco. In the middle of this, I also had the opportunity to tell them that I was a Christian. Now, I couldn't have planned that, and I wasn't even looking for it. I was just available, so God put the opportunity there right in front of me. In fact, I'm starting to think that He has a lot of fun setting up these amazing, unplanned situations. Sometimes it even feels like He's showing off. And a couple of years ago, for example, an unexpected connection with an Albanian woman on a train led to me being given the opportunity to perform and speak publicly in front of hundreds of Albanians, to have articles published in a newspaper that goes out to Albanians all across the UK, and even to connect with the Albanian and Kosovan ambassadors in London. Just like in Acts, the ends of the earth are all around us, even more so than they used to be, in fact. And just like in Acts, all it takes is one small connection, like, you speak my language, or even simply, you're interested in my country. And that small connection is a bridge into the life of that person. And that bridge could pave the way for the King of Glory to enter in. So I want to encourage you to just give it a go. Take a little time, be available, show a bit of interest, be willing to learn. You could be amazed at how easy it is. So whether it's Turkish shop owners, Greek librarians, Italian exchange students, Libyan coffee drinkers, Moroccan market stall holders or Albanian commuters, why not try simply starting a conversation and see just how significant the results can be?